Okay, so let's do basic authentication on Centos. A basic authentication on Apache running on CentOS. So right now what you're going to do is we will try, oh, not this one, sorry, this one. We're going to create a site. The site will be naming authentication, a basic authentication .local, and we're going to create a user. The user will be I don't know, some user plain, for instance, and with the password and then the client will access to that site, that virtual host, and only using the username and the password the user can log in that site. So that's what we're going to do. So the site will be create site with basic authentication. The site will be basic authentication .local, and the user will be plain, and the password, the well-known password. And so first create document root, create virtual host. You know, so could start with creating virtual host, and here we can use copy as for standard today, for instance, basic authentication .local.conf, and then vim basic authentication, and I'm going to use this file. So create virtual host, and then set numbers. You can see the number of lines. It's more or less the same. You're going to change today for the name of the basic authentication, so percentage search. Today we'll change it for basic authentication. And right now what we have to do is when you want to get into it's not only a site, but it can also be a part of a site. You will ask for a user authentication, so you're going to include directive saying what's the site, what's the basic authentication .local. You close, and then you also close directory, and then you have options indexes, follow symbolic links, multi-views, and you have allow, override, none. No one can override this directive. And then you have allow from all, and then you have order. Before that, you have to establish the order of the entries. So order will be first you allow, first you allow, then you deny. Allow from all, and here you have authentication basic. Authentication type will be basic. Then you have the directory authentication name. This is the string or the information that appears to the user. So you'll say insert or write your username and password, and then this is also important, or quite important. You will say where the authentication will be against what. So authentication file, you need to provide a file, user file, authentication user file will be against etc. HTTPD. Then any problem there, HTTPD underscore //. The name of the site will be easier for us to understand which file it is and for what. So HTTP pass //, and the site will be basic authentication .local, and this will require valid user. Okay, so this is explaining you're going to use a basic authentication. This is what will appear to the user. Write your username and password, and this is the file where we will have the user and the password. This file will be created using this service, this HTTP pass //, and that what it is necessary. So I'm going to copy, cut basic authentication to doc, and here reload. At the end you have all the information that you require, I think. So just let me copy also this stuff. Oops. Okay. .conf, and then this is the content of the file, and the file finish here. So this is the virtual host that we're going to create. Now second, we're going to create user authentication file, this file here. So we'll use, as you can check, we are creating here on the root of the system, but here we don't have any information regarding. We've got some links here and some directories, some folders, and we're going to create the file here. So we say httpd h pass //. The option it's -c to create just in the first time. Then you say in which file you're going to create this. You write all the paths and the file name, httpd ht pass //, double 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 basic authentication dot local, and then finally the username. This is the pass, and the file must be equal, just the same as we have put here on the virtual host, must be exactly the same. Okay, if you don't want to create any mistakes, just copy from one side to another to have sure that you didn't do anything wrong. So and the file will be, and the user will be plain. First time he asks for the password, we write the password, and then we retype the password. Right now you have here, the file. The file is he has a dot at the beginning. It means that will be hidden, at least hidden from the normal ls command. So after, you can check what's inside that file, and inside that file you've got the user and the password. I think they used encryption. It's MD5, I think. Oh, I'm not sure. And this is the password for the user. If you want to add another user, then you shouldn't use the -c. For instance, if you want to use the encryption, shallow encryption, you use the option -s, and here you say plain submarine, for instance, and you create another user. Okay, and if you see the inside of the file, you find out that right now this is the file, and the file has the user plain and submarine with, and they have this password. They are the same, but they have two different type of encryption methods. Let me copy this. Where is the first one? This is the first one. And you create here the file, plain, and add another user. So you do this, and now you can also check what's inside. Okay. Now, after you create the file, you'll do the normal procedures as create document root, index file, and hosts, etc. Oops, sorry, etc. hosts entries for the URL of the site. Okay, so you can make a directory for basic authentication, right, .local, then echo something like inside, other one authentication, basic authentication site. Okay, other one also you'll send to var dot basic authentication to you create the file index HTML, and you also write a record. Today it's 15, write 15 to this is basic authentication dot local, and you will say, let's save this. Be aware of using two or only one big assigner. This is for etc hosts, and what else? We don't need anything else. Just restart the service. And right now you have here a problem. We are using the same port. So if you are using the same port, 80, who could probably get the error? So you'll say journal ctl xy, and it said it starts. It's got a syntax error on line 354. Syntax error. So it means that this is an error from that virtual host. Let's check the virtual host. Basic authentication logconfo, valid user. Where is it, the problem? Let me check. At virtual host, basic authentication. Here it is. The directory is not okay. Oops, sorry. The directory, the document root, it's not okay. Okay, it's the problem here. I miss the 3 doubles. Let's restart again. Again. Now. Cannot kill the process. Failed to start. Basic authentication directory. Oh, it's missing directory, missing closing, but it's closed, right? I think it's closed. Directory, and then it's closed, right? It's open, and then it's closed. So what's basic authentication? What's the big deal? None allowed, deny from all, basic right username and password. This is the file. Is that local, valid user? Yeah, it is directory. Houston, you have a problem. It's okay. Directory var basic authentication.local. This is the same site, right? This is the same. Pass. Let me check here. Yeah. So it's correct. Where is missing basic authentication.local? Document root is also correct. Directory is also authentication.local. But where is the problem? Directory is well written, I think. Virtual host also. Let me check the error again. says here conf.d. Directory is missing closing, but it's closed, man. Right? Directory. Let me check again. Perhaps I need to make a break. Directory and directory. Right? Yeah, okay. I think. What's the problem here? Authentication basic, authentication name, authentication user file, and the directory. Okay, could be the space here. Oh, it's this space over there is so. Yeah. Okay. Sometimes it's so sensitive. It is so quite sensitive that even with a space, it just here we have the problem. Okay, it was a space and it was quite sensitive. It's almost like a lady. So we'll restart the system, and right now let's check if you can, with our client, access to that file. So password, and we need to I've installed here the Wireshark. Hey, any problem down there? No. So I'm going to notepad drivers, etc. hosts, and we're going to copy this to another one, and this is basic authentication, right? Basic authentication. It's okay. And look, right now, when you do // basic authentication .local, press enter, and it requires for write your username and password. So you'll place right now I'm going to try to log in with another user. For instance, another user will be a car, and the password will be something. Say OK, and you can't log in on the site. But if you do it plain, and I'm going to do a different password, you can't log in again. So plain, and right now I'm going to write the correct password. But before that, can you just please hold on just a second? I'm going to run here Wireshark. Wireshark, it's a software, a free software you can use with careful, because there are some legal situations that you have to run. I'm going to start listening, and right now I'm going to put here plain and then the password, and with logged in basic user authentication. I'm going to stop here, but also after we logged in, you can check that right now this authentication is not protected. And since so, let me check here. This is the window, the negotiation between so win length, text HTML. It must be here when he sends acknowledge transmit internet protocol. Timestamp option requires window scale, and somewhere here you'll find out that this user is sending the password and the username. I think it's, let me check. You can capture the password here. Okay. So it's only negotiate. the pass. Let me check it. No, not password. It's a get statement. Get statement from, and you should be the source port pointer timestamps. I was trying to show you that somewhere in this package you'll find out the username and the password, since it was sent in clear text here. This is keep alive public. This is sent, must be this one. Ah, here it is. So I think, nope. Ah, basic authentication. Look, in authorization you'll find out the credentials from this user, plain and password. Why? Because you are connecting as HTTP, and so the software is not secure. Just for the record, you can also check if you look for the var.log.httpd. Here you've got, since you are creating two log files, one for each side, you've got your basic authentication. You can check here also who and when was the authentication done. So let's look at this var log httpd and basic authentication access log, and right here you check that first was car trying to get in, then plain, and was not successful. And you can also check error that was provide user car was not found, and in another situation use plain but the authentication failed because password mismatch was not correct. So you can sometimes check what is happening in your site. So I'll stop here the video, and you're going to have a work to do. Okay, so finish, stop.